When The Hobbit opens in theaters December 14th, audiences will have the option of viewing it in a revolutionary new format, 48 frames per second. It's a new high-speed technique that's designed to offer what producer Peter Jackson calls a hyper-realistic, immersive experience. In other words, the picture is so real, it's surreal. Our Vanessa Bellani was on the red carpet for the New York premiere.
Hey guys, I'm Vanessa and I'm here at New York's famous Ziegfeld Theater for Peter Jackson's world premiere of the first of 3 Hobbit films.
Hi, I'm Terry O'Quinn.
My name is Nori the Dwarf.
Hi, my name is Mark Hadlow, and welcome to the premiere of The Hobbit.
How do you think this is going to stack up against Lord of the Rings?
You know, there was so much materials in those books, and they had to cut it down just to make the films. But this book was already shorter, so it's less material, and he expanded it with making a third one. And I mean, the reactions are pretty positive so far. Myself, I mean, it's Peter Jackson, so I'm sure it's going to be an awesome ride.
Hopefully, it'll bring the same sort of whimsy that the other ones did.
Oh, it's December. It's Lord of the Rings time, and so now we have that again. And so I think it's going to be much more.
I didn't read the Ring trilogy, and I love those movies, so I'm very excited to see this one.
Mr. Bilbo, where are you off to? I'm going on an adventure!
The Hobbit is a story that is a more innocent story, if you like, but a lot of the events of The Hobbit are actually setting up and establishing forces at work which are later going to be, are going to be big players in The Lord of the Rings. And so, it works on its own level. It has its own narrative, its own story, which is fantastic, and it also establishes a world that, is later developed in The Lord of the Rings.
Go away and bother somebody else! There's far too many dwarves in my dining room as it is. If this is some blothead's idea of a joke, I can only say it is in very poor taste.
I feel relieved. I want them to see it. I think it's, you always have a little bit of trepidation and you always feel protective about it, but this has been great. It's been a great experience, and the people who have seen it have responded so positively that I can't wait. I think it's one of those films that it's a treat. I think it's a perfect holiday movie.
Performance capture is just another technology for recording an actor's performance. It's not a genre of acting, it's not a type of acting, it is just acting. That's all it is. And it's being on set with your director and your fellow actors creating the drama.
What is Baggins is precious.
For fans of Tolkien in general, and I think it's just going to get people really excited. There are just so many little subtle moments and beginnings. It's the beginnings of the pieces of the puzzle that lead to the great fight for Middle-earth. And it's done so, it's woven in so organically and beautifully. It's rapid.
Work, Scouts! Which means an orc pack is not far behind.
What was the hardest part about this film, do you think? Was there any challenges that you had to face or anything?
Yeah, we had a lot of challenges with the heat of our costumes. They were quite hot with the prosthetics, and I had a yak hair wig, and the heat would come up and it would just sit there. So it was really putting up with the weight of the costume and the heat, but it was still a joy. I'd do it all over again.
But we had brilliant experiences every day on this, either in the studio or out shooting on location around New Zealand.
How do you think this movie's going to stack up with Lord of the Rings?
Oh, well, I think it's slightly different. It's obviously out of the same story because it's Tolkien, obviously, but I think it has a wider appeal. It's not quite as malevolent. Lord of the Rings is dark and heavy, and there's so many different angles and parts of the story and so many different things. I mean, there are in The Hobbit as well, but I think it's a film that will appeal to a lot more of a variety of the family. Even the children, I think, won't be as... It's still pretty dark. There's still some scary moments, and it'll be up to parents to determine what age their children should be to see.
I have never used a sword in my life.
Not actually sure it is a sword. More of a letter opener, really.
An unexpected journey.
New York traffic came to a standstill as fans lined the streets just trying to catch a glimpse of their favorite Hobbit stars. Peter Jackson's long-awaited release of The Hobbit is set to happen on December 14th. For AVS, I'm Vanessa Bellani. Back to you, Joya.
Movie theaters have been suffering as more fans turn to state-of-the-art home theater systems and their iPads to watch films. It may take groundbreaking technology seen in Peter Jackson's The Hobbit to get them back in the seats again. The Hobbit opens in theaters December 14th. Next, once again, the Bollywood Christmas movie season belongs to a Khan. We sit down with the man responsible for the biggest sequel of the year.
Hi, this is Sonakshi Sinha, and I'd like to wish all the viewers of AVS a very Merry Christmas and a very, very Happy New Year.